Steele Chambers moving over to linebacker. Where does that come from? Is that speculation from just message boards, or is there a credible source in there, Tony?
Well, I don't think there's anything credible. However, DeJuan Jones, the offensive lineman, tweeted out of nowhere, I think yesterday, saying, man, just watching Steele Chambers highlights on defense, he could have played defense. And it's like, well, why are you watching Steele Chambers highlights on defense? Have you seen something in workouts? Is he now working with the linebackers? And is that why you're looking that way? But, he's a guy that I mentioned would probably end up at linebacker just because of the depth at running back. And there's also the fact that he had some fumbling issues this past year. And even though when he was in, he was good, but he did drop the ball, and I guess he had some issues in practice doing the same thing. But when you have so many running backs and you lose 4 linebackers, and you're going to lose 3 more after this year in Taraji Mitchell, Dallas Gant, and Kayvon Pope, who are all seniors heading into this year, I think he's needed more on defense. And he was an athlete, a linebacker, running back. Some guys liked him on defense, other teams liked him on offense. And so he has that capability. He's like 6'2", 220, can play linebacker for you. So I think there's just process of elimination. Then the DeJuan Jones spikes some things, the spikes the speculation. But all in all, just because of you bring in Travion Henderson and Evan Pryor and the way Mayan Williams played last year, passing him by on the depth chart, you do the math on that one, and you think maybe he probably ends up on defense.
Yeah, I'm not of a mind that Steele Chambers is going to move. They've got some linebackers there. They've got the 3 guys who are juniors. Theoretically, they have 2 years of eligibility left. They were juniors this past year and juniors again this year, I guess. I don't know how we're going to account for all this, but at any rate, you've got those guys, Pope, Mitchell, and Gant, and then you have some young guys coming up behind them, like Eichenberg and Mitchell Melton and some other guys. Lyman, I think, is in that group that are kind of coming up behind them. And Reed Carrico obviously is enrolling this year. I think he was there. Was he their only linebacker signee this year?
Yeah, Jalen Johnson he's a safety, may end up being a Sam. But you've got Tommy Eichenberg, Craig Young as well as from
Craig Young,
19 class.
Yeah, so they've got some bodies there. I don't think it's a desperation situation where you don't have people there at linebacker to play those positions. And I'm not sure beyond Mayan Williams and Master Teague what they really have at running back right now. So you're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul if you do that. But they're bringing in 2 great running backs. Let's don't forget that. Travion Henderson and Evan Pryor are going to be outstanding, you think, at the college level. But, maybe that does kick somebody over to defense if that's the best thing for them. But, again, I think that's what spring football is all about, some experimentation and moving some guys around and getting a different look and maybe a little bit of teaching and just see, who can do what. Because, again, I don't think they're at a position in a lot of these position groups, where they can just assume, oh, we've got an all Big Ten guy there to worry about it. It's not like that. I think they got to develop that kind of caliber player going forward.
Well, and Marcus Crowley also played in that Alabama game. So if you look at it by who's playing, you've got Steele Chambers, who enters spring the number 4 guy, and I don't think anybody expects Travion Henderson to be the number 5 guy. And he's going to get on the field somehow and command certainly more carries than Steele Chambers has, maybe more carries than Marcus Crowley has to this point. And so, it just becomes a thing where they're being in the 2 deep at linebacker is closer to the field than being number 5 or number 6 running back. And it's a way to maybe, at this point, you ask the kid, what would you like to do? And that, and if you want him to stick around, you try to do what he wants. If you don't want him to stick around, you put him on the other side of the ball.